Around 2 in the morning, rest is getting harder.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 7 of our Grim Mode with West Ham United. We're going to start off with a little bit of player development. We will be changing the player development because I have been informed by one of the Hammer Times, one of the Jaffa Cake Army, let's be honest, one of the Jaffa Cake Army, that increasing the actual difficulty doesn't really affect anything and they actually grow a little bit quicker. That aside, it's time to sit down with Adrian and his agent and nail out a contract. He's got 11 months remaining. I want to sign him for 2 years. I don't want to give him a 1-year deal because I know how his agent is working. Get a 1-year contract extension, and then in 6 months we can go back to him and say, look, we want 2 years and we can have double bubble. Don't work that way. It will not work that way. I want to give him 2 years. I want to give him 95 grand. I'll give him a clean sheet bonus and I'll keep him as an important first team player. That's a cracking offer. He's just got a fantastic increase on his wages, on his salary. So hopefully that will do the business. Adrian will sign. We can move on swiftly and enjoy the coming months. But of course, no. Boss, I've been thinking recently about my future at this football club, and I've decided I don't want to sign a contract extension. I will be letting my contract expire and then moving on. Fantastic. Well, all I can say is I will negotiate with him. I will sit down with Adrian one-on-one without his agent, who is clearly in his luggo, and see if we can nail out a deal. But at this moment in time, I will not be playing Adrian in the first team. He can sit on the bench and think about the consequences of his actions. It's that simple. I will not bow down to player power, nor agent power, where you damn well know they're having a word in his luggo. It just ain't on. Moving on. The Chelsea squad. Pretty impressive with David Luiz coming back, Sideshow Bob back in for Chelsea, a ridiculous amount of money that they paid for him after letting him go to Paris Saint-Germain. But there is our team. That is one hell of a squad. And we're going for it. We've got Antonio on the left, Feghouli on the right, Payet in the middle, and Zaza up top. And Zaza's got to step up. He has got to step up. We'll be kicking off with West Ham kicking from right to left. And hopefully the boys can continue their form from that pre-season tournament which saw us bring home the European Continental Shield. Well, Cup. Anyway, Feghouli, right-hand side, cuts inside beautifully, digs the ball over the top. Mark Noble trying to get on the end of it. The ball comes out to Zaza, strikes the ball, but Chelsea blocking everything. Great defensive header and great blocking there by Fabregas to clear the ball. But again, Feghouli knocks the ball into Noble. Noble just into the centre of the park, gives it to Nodved. Nodved with a delightful ball over the top into Feghouli, who cuts inside of Sideshow Bob, gets into the box, pulls the trigger. Oh, that's a fantastic save from Courtois. But Feghouli is literally tearing Chelsea apart. Sideshow Bob, David Luiz stepped across looking to get the tackle, but Feghouli made him look an absolute mug. Beautiful cut back inside to get into the box and a fantastic shot, only equalled by a fantastic save by Courtois. As again, West Ham on the attack this time, left hand side with Antonio, plays a delightful ball to Payet. Payet! Oh, he's stretching! Courtois loses the ball, but the first touch there by Dimitri Payet was slightly heavy, and there he lost the opportunity, which is a great shame as Nordvet, centre of the park, picking up the ball, drifts it into Noble. Noble with time. Noble plays it out to Feghouli. Feghouli cutting inside again, has the shot. Great save. Payet! Oh, it's saved! No, it's over the line! 1-0 to West Ham. Absolutely beautiful play from the Hammers there. Again, Feghouli has destroyed Chelsea pretty much single-handedly. Cuts back inside, left foot shot. Courtois with the save. Great touch there from Dimitri Payet. He fires the shot back across and you're thinking this has to be 1-0, but Courtois somehow gets his right hand to it and nearly pulls off probably the greatest save since Gordon Banks against Pele. It was that amazing, but unfortunately for Courtois, it was not meant to be. And Dimitri Payet gives West Ham the lead after 43 minutes of what can be said absolutely riveting, exciting football. Payet, Zaza coming back, drifting deep, plays the ball out again to that right-hand side where Feghouli, but Chelsea look to be trying to overload Feghouli. The great ball over the top, it's a Payet! Oh, that is an opportunity! Dimitri Payet had time there, he could have buried it, but he skied it over, and the whistle has gone for the half-time. That was a huge opportunity, and you can see Payet is not impressed with himself, but we go off, half-time score, Chelsea 0, West Ham 1. Second half about to kick off. It's West Ham now kicking from left to right. Chelsea get us underway, hopefully for a continuation of what was an exciting first half, where Chelsea really didn't get to grips with West Ham at all, especially down that right-hand side with Feghouli, who seemed to dominate the entire first half. He really was the go-to man for the West Ham players, caused them all sorts of problems. And in fact, it has to be said, Chelsea were having to double up on Feghouli with David Luiz and Asper Paqueta doubling up on Feghouli. He was causing them that much trouble as Zaza picks the ball up into Payet. Payet unleashes! Oh, he's hit the bar! What a strike from Payet, but the ball's still in play. Dimitri Payet picking up the ball on the right-hand side. Plays the ball back inside into Feghouli. Feghouli knocks it across straight to Mark Noble. Noble on to Arthur. Arthur cutting inside, gives it to Zaza. Zaza makes space, goes for the little dink round the corner to Payet, and unfortunately it doesn't come off. It was a great idea, but poorly executed by the Italian, who hasn't really done too much today. He hasn't been impressive at all as Diego Costa is in the box. Gives the ball to Willian. Willian with a shot. The ball's going to go down the line. Feghouli there. How did he do that? Feghouli with what can only be described as an absolutely sensational goal line clearance as Fernandes, Chiarte and Fletcher come on for Noble, Dimitri Payet, who's been a revelation, and Zaza, who, to be honest, hasn't really performed today in any way, shape or form, and that must be very disappointing for Filippo Bonaperti, the West Ham United manager. As again, Chelsea, Hazard in the box, dinks it to the far post. Oh, is that a penalty? Looked like Fabregas went down there quite hard there. The referees, no, he's not interested. The Chelsea players weren't interested, but it did look like the West Ham player was leaning onto him. But the referee has blown that full-time whistle, and thankfully West Ham have come away with the 3 points. An absolutely fantastic game. Filippo Bonaperti must be absolutely elated to win the first game of the season at Stamford Bridge. And it's got to be said, Feghouli absolutely tore Chelsea to shreds. That goal line clearance was sensational. You're thinking Williams could have scored. Great save by Randolph to put it onto the post. And then Feghouli out of nowhere comes in like a gazelle and nods it clear. Absolutely amazing goal line clearance. Wow. That is so close. Absolutely so close. Well done, Feghouli. We're going to move on straight into the next game, which is, of course, the first game at home at the London Stadium against Bournemouth. This is a big one. Not only for the players, not only for the fans, but of course for Filippo Bonaperti, leading the boys out at the home stadium, the new London Stadium. Look at Mark Noble, the passion, the concentration written all over his face, hoping to deliver another 3 points. Is it possible? Will the boys do it? Filippo, concentration, looking slightly nervous, and understandably, the lineup. Arbeloa comes in. Creswell comes in. That is an almighty team, and again, going for the jugular. Attack, attack, attack will be the chant around the London Stadium. Quite a competitive side by the Bournemouth lot. I've got to admit, Wilson up top is the one that West Ham will be looking out for, who could cause them the most problems. Very, very quick player and a very, very assured finisher. But it is West Ham on the attack. Feghouli down that right-hand side. Can he cause problems like he caused against Chelsea? Using his pace to get away from Daniels. Going into the box. Digs the ball in towards Zaza, but that's an easy clearance for the Bournemouth goalkeeper. Zaza picking up the ball again, quite deep. He seems to be playing too deep for me personally. But Antonio picking the ball up, cuts inside, looking to get a shot off. No, plays it to Zaza. Zaza with the shot, and it lacked a bit of power there. But it was nice play by West Ham, getting that ball forward, moving it really, really nicely. But it's Bournemouth on the attack with Daniels. Daniels knocks it into Wilshere. The shot is blocked. It comes to Nordvet. Nordvet gives the ball away. Callum Wilson on the edge of the box, plays it into. Oh, he played it into. I think it was Daniels there, had the shot, and it wasn't a great shot, but the referee is pulling out the yellow card. And of course, Simone Zaza, a really reckless challenge at a crucial point of the half. No real need to do this, but I think it's just purely out of frustration. He seems to be playing too deep, and I don't think Filippo Bonaperti is too impressed at the moment. He looks like he's absolutely going ballistic at the Italian striker, who seems to be ignoring him. That is not a good sign, but Filippo is going ballistic at him. That's a reckless challenge. We'll have to see how that affects the Italian for the second half, but the half-time whistle has gone, and the half-time score is West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0. And it has affected him. Filippo Bonaperti will not take this, and he's made the substitution. He's took Simone Zaza off, and he's brought on Ashley Fletcher. Hopefully this will have a big impact on the game, because Zaza really didn't offer anything in that first half apart from one shot that really lacked power. And most of the time, he looked like he was trying to play as a CDM. But again, West Ham with Feghouli. Great ball round the corner by Fletcher. Feghouli into the box. Onto his left foot. What a shot. Looked like he took a deflection off the fullback there. That was an absolutely great interception. Filippo's not really impressed. He thinks that's a great opportunity. He's probably right. Feghouli did have the chance to shoot with his right foot, but he chose to cut back on his left foot. It's Feghouli picking up that ball from the left-hand side. Plays it into Ashley Fletcher. Fletcher moving forward into Feghouli. Feghouli into Dimitri Payet. Payet into the box. Shot. Blocked. Payet reacts into Feghouli. Feghouli shot. Blocked. Feghouli reacts. Feghouli into the bottom corner. It looked like it took a deflection and just drifted in past Bournemouth. That's a fantastic goal from Feghouli. Payet with the first shot. Bournemouth don't react. Payet reacts. Feghouli shoots. Bournemouth don't react. And then Feghouli reacts, and it does take that little ricochet. I believe that's off Daniels. Just off his knee, or just off his thigh, just there, onto the keeper's hand, and down and into that bottom corner. What a sensational finish. But you could see clearly there, it was West Ham who wanted it more than Bournemouth. They were first to react to the second ball all the time, and it was absolutely sensational gameplay there, I have to say. Feghouli is an absolute revelation at this moment in time as Bournemouth on the attack. The first time we've really seen them try and come forward and attack West Ham. Looking to play the ball in. No, they're going down. Great ball in. Oh, but a miscommunication. Oh, that is awful defending by West Ham. What has gone on there? Randolph clearly made the call, and it's as if Ogbonna completely ignored him or didn't hear the call as the ball's drifted over. You can see Randolph is coming out for the ball. Ogbonna goes for the chest control and gets it completely and utterly wrong. That is disgraceful defending by the Hammers, and you can see that in a reflection of Filippo Bonaperti. He looks like he's going ballistic on that bench. He is not impressed with neither Randolph nor Ogbonna. I can understand the Ogbonna sign, but Randolph must have made the call because he was coming for the ball, and if he didn't, that is a catastrophic mistake, and perhaps Filippo Bonaperti will be regretting putting Adrian on the bench, given all the transfer dilemmas and contract dilemmas, as Ashley Fletcher picks the ball up, plays it into Antonio. Great ball from Antonio into Nordved. He's in the box. He's in the bottom corner. They've turned it around. Surely that will be the winner. What a fantastic finish from the Norwegian. Antonio, oh, he didn't get the header. It's the Bournemouth defender leaning over the top of him. Gets the defender, plays a beautiful ball into Nordved, which, let's be honest, Antonio would have done. And then the composure from Nordved is absolutely sensational. Just to slot it in that bottom corner. Only a few moments to go. Feghouli, nice piece of trickery. Breaks away from the Bournemouth defender on the right-hand side. Looking to cut in, but the referee's blowing a full-time whistle. Fantastic play there again from Feghouli. He really has started the season like a man on fire. And Filippo calm and coolly walks over to Eddie Howe to shake his hand. I'm sure he's a little bit more nervous than that, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't a great game from West Ham, and that was a disgraceful goal they conceded. I'm sure he'll be working on that, but the full-time whistle and the full-time score is West Ham 2, Bournemouth 1. Now, we're going to be doing something slightly different. Of course, we're going to be doing the man of the match at the end of the episodes. I didn't want to put them in after the games because I thought it wouldn't flow as nice. So we're going to do those at the end of the episode, and of course, they will be reflected in the end of the month reviews, etc. So hopefully you can bear with me. You've got to remember, I've just come back to doing all this, so it's going to take me a few episodes to get everything down to the way I want it. And trust me, there's plenty more goodness coming within these episodes at certain points. But Adrian, come straight back to us. Boss, don't feel you can't select me for the team. I'll be giving everything for the team when selected, and I might end up staying. I'm not really sure yet. That just does not rub with me, I'm afraid. It really does not rub. Our next game is, of course, away to Manchester City. Can we deliver another 3 points? So from the first game we played against Chelsea, it has to be Feghouli who was man of the match. The man was absolutely outrageous. He was absolutely sensational. And of course, that goal line clearance to cap off his performance was just outrageous. The man has really started the game or the season on fire. And against Bournemouth, of course, it has to be Feghouli. He is just absolutely sensational. Anyway, until next time, I will catch you later.